7 years after the tiny boat and its contents were found, students in Winnipeg planted 800-year-old seeds, and surprisingly, they started to grow only shortly after they were planted. The type of squash is called Gideocosomen, which translates to big old squash in the Menominee language. The squash species is currently being cultivated in order to prevent it from going extinct again. Whoever buried this plot there may not have known it at the time, but they were acting to save a species that would have otherwise been lost to history. This story is from the Durango Herald. There is a good chance for snow this weekend. The chance for snow is high for the remainder of this week in Durango and across the San Juan Mountains, according to the National Weather Service in Grand Junction. Matt Oleski, meteorologist for the NWS is in Grand Junction, said the first chance of snow starts Wednesday evening as a westerly flow brings a weak disturbance across the region. In the high country, there is a 40% chance of scattered snow showers after midnight. Areas around Durango, however, are expected to remain clear. The real chance for snow accumulation comes Thursday evening as a storm system moves into the Great Basin and down into the Four Corners. Oleska said the chance for snow will continue through Saturday. Thursday night through Saturday morning, it's looking like there will be good snowfall in the San Juans, he said. Forecasters were still tracking the storm, but Oleska said over the 3-day period, a foot of snow could fall in the high country. Chances for snowfall taper off Sunday across areas around Durango are expected to see some snowfall, Oleska said. As that cold air comes in Thursday night, snow levels are expected to lower down to those valleys, he said. We're still looking at exact amounts, but you may get a couple inches in Durango. Most snowstorms over the Thanksgiving weekend track too far north to be significant snow to southwest Colorado. This week's storm is expected to be on track to bring moisture to the Four Corners. The Thanksgiving weekend storms came in from the northwest, Oleska said, which tend to favor the central and northern mountains of Colorado and bring drier weather to the southwest. The incoming storm, however, is coming from the west and tracking to favor southern Colorado and San Juan Mountains, he said. It is definitely on track to produce some good snow, Oleska said. This story is from the Journal. If Miguel Angel Martinez had any doubt, there was a bounty on his head from the Sinaloa cartel when he was thrown in a Mexican jail in the late 1990s. The taunting by his fellow inmates would have erased it. They started yelling at me, asking me what my shoe size was, Martinez said Wednesday at the U.S. trial of Mexican drug lord Joaquin El Chapo Guzman. The inmates wanted to get his shoes, he said, because in their minds I was actually dead. Martinez, a former assistant to Guzman, who is now a prosecution witness, testified in dramatic detail how he survived 4 attempts on his life that he claimed were ordered by Guzman. One after an anonymous raid by a Mexican brass band. The witness said he never gave Guzman a reason to want him dead, but it was the mystery that Guzman, as one of Mexico's most notorious kingpins, would have a reason to want to silence potential turncoats. The testimony came in that the third week of the trial at a New York City courthouse where Guzman has pleaded not guilty to drug trafficking charges that could land him in a U.S. prison for life if he is convicted. His defense says he is being framed by Martinez and other cooperators. Martinez testified this week about he became a loyal servant to Guzman, helping him arrange the massive shipments of cocaine flow in from Colombia that made his boss a fortune. The two became so close, he said that Guzman was the godfather to his son. Martinez told the jury Wednesday that after Guzman landed in prison in 1993, he tried to look after his friend's family and handle his legal fees. That was before his own arrest, which started a behind bars nightmare in the first jail in Mexico City, where he was locked up and he was cornered in his cell by other prisoners and stabbed 15 times. He said after he was released from the hospital, he was returned to very small same cell with the same cellmates. At night, I actually heard them polishing their knives, their blades. He said he survived a second knife attack before he was transferred to another jail, where the internet in his shoe size interest in his shoe size made it clear that anyone who killed him would get money from the cartel. He said he was stabbed again while making a cell phone call, treated again, and put in solitary confinement for his protection. One night, Martinez said he heard a band outside the jail playing a favorite corrido folk song of Guzman's Un Punto de Tierra over and over through the night. It was about living life to the fullest, because once you die, you can't take anything with you. He said the next morning somebody armed with a pistol and a grenade appeared outside his cell. He said they would be assassins struggled with a guard who refused to open the cell before tossing the grenade inside. He survived the explosion, he said, by taking cover in the cell's bathroom. Martinez was eventually extradited to the U.S., where he pleaded guilty to drug charges and began cooperating in other U.S. drug smuggling cases to a degree that earned him a reduced sentence, cash payments, and entry into a witness protection program. He said he suggested he still fears Guzman and at the same time feels forsaken by him. I never failed him. I never stole from him. I watched over his family. And the only thing I ever received from him was 4 attacks against me. It doesn't sound like an ideal life, does it? El Chapo, poor old Chapo, didn't anyone tell him that if you live by violence, you die by violence? You die violently. Next up is me with this story from the Journal. Deer safety tips for avoiding a collision. Deer statistics. Dawn and dusk are the times you are most likely to encounter deer along the roadside. Deer breeding season run from October through early January, and during this time they are highly active and on the move. This is when deer vehicle collisions are at their peak. Though deer may wander into suburban neighborhoods, they are most frequently found on the outskirts of town and in heavily wooded areas. As pack animals, deer almost never travel alone. If you see one deer, you can bet that there are others nearby. Preventative techniques. The 2 most important ways to avoid a deer vehicle collision are slow down and slow down. If you are driving through an area known for high deer populations, slow down and observe the speed. The more conservative you are with your speed, the more time you will have to brake if an animal darts into your path. Always wear a seatbelt. The most severe injuries in deer vehicle collisions usually result from failure in seatbelts. Watch for the shine of eyes along the roadside and immediately begin to slow. Use your high beams whenever the road is free of oncoming traffic. This will increase your visibility and give you more time to react. Deer can become mesmerized by steady, bright lights, so if you see one frozen on the road, slow down and flash your lights. Some experts recommend one long blast of horn to scare them off the road. As well, pay close attention to caution signs indicating deer or other large animals. These signs are especially placed in high traffic areas where road crossings are frequent. If you're on a multi-lane road, drive in the center lane to give as much space to grazing deer as possible. If you meet a deer on the road, never swerve to avoid a deer in the road. Swerving can confuse the deer or on where to run. Swerving can also cause a head-on collision with oncoming vehicles. Take you off the roadway into a tree or ditch and greatly increase the chances of serious injuries. Deer are unpredictable creatures, and one that is calmly standing by the side of the road may suddenly leap into the roadway without warning. Slow down when you spot a deer. Spot a deer is the best way to avoid a collision. However, if one does move into your path, maintain control and do your best to brake and give the deer time to get out of the way. Don't rely on hood whistles or other devices designed to scare off deer. These have not been proven to work. Our program director disagrees and thinks that these whistles are another way to help avoid colliding with a deer, but yes, don't rely on them only. Now here's Hannah.
Dumb laws in Michigan cities. In Detroit, put golf courses must close by 1 a.m. Security guards at Joe Louis Arena will confiscate any item they feel might be thrown onto the ice. Willfully destroying your old radio is prohibited. It is illegal for a man to scowl at his wife on Sunday. In Detroit, it is illegal to let your pig run free unless it has a ring in its nose. In Harper Woods, it is illegal to paint sparrows and sell them as parakeets. In Kalamazoo, it is illegal to paint sparrows and sell them as parakeets. In Rochester, all bathing suits must have been inspected by the head of police. In Sioux, smoking while in bed is illegal. In Wayland, anyone can keep their cow on Main Street downtown at a cost of 3 cents per day. Now for the weather report with me. Our current weather data comes from the DCTV weather station located in the beautiful downtown Dove Creek. The current temperature is 44 degrees. Today's high was 50 degrees. The low was 31. The barometer is at 29. The Michael Bublé meter is at 29.87 inches and falling. Humidity is at 28%. Wind is between 1 and 7 miles per hour from the northwest. Gusts have been up to 18 miles per hour. 0 hundredths of an inch of rain measured today by the DCTV weather station. Moisture for the month is 1 hundredths of an inch. Moisture accumulation for the year is 7 inches and 3 hundredths. Now for the big map courtesy of the National Weather Service. Rain mixed with snow starts as usual in Washington into California and ends in Nebraska and Colorado. That was a lot. Texas should have some rain and thunderstorms. More rain and snow catches North Dakota in the northeast corner and goes into Michigan and to Illinois. From Maine into northeast Ohio, rain begins and ends in West Virginia. The rest of the country is clear. Here is our exclusive DCTV 5-day forecast. Thursday, High, snow likely. High 47, low 30. Friday, snow likely. High 39, low 22. Saturday, snow showers. High 35, low 19. Sunday, snow showers. High 32, low 13. Monday, partly sunny. High 30, low 9. Now for a climate change report, CO2 carbon dioxide is considered a greenhouse gas and is one of the principal causes of climate change. CO2 traps heat in the atmosphere, which causes climate instability. This results in significant variations worldwide of moisture and hot and cool temperatures. But the general climate trend is the planet is slowly warming. Therefore, it is important that we report the CO2 weekly change. The following are the CO2 numbers in parts per million. Last week, 408.6. 2 weeks ago, 408.72. Last year, 406.04. 10 years ago, 384.42. 50 years ago, 322.84. Thank you, Dr. Peter Tan, the National Oceanographic and Atmospheric Administration, and Michael McGee of the CO2.Earth Network for providing this information. Remember, you can help keep our Kids News Show on air by buying a sponsorship. To buy a sponsorship, just call 970-677-4119. That's 970-677-4119. As a reminder, low, and lower temperatures are forecasted for our area starting December 1st, 2018. We may get into low single digits like 1 degree or, ooh, really, we mean brr. Now back to our news director.
That's the end of today's DCTV 4-H news program. This is your news director, Edward. Good night, and thank you for watching.